Hello and welcome to another episode of Plot Spotlight with my friends Twitch and John Liliha, Frostleaf, maybe? I don't know.
Yes, Frostleaf at this time.
How you guys doing?
Doing well.
Doing good, chilling.
So, John, tell us about the plot.
All right. Well, where we currently are is a little wine cellar I made way back when. I was trying to figure something to do with that Winterfest Protostar house that you could get during the Winterfest time frame. And yeah, basically this arised out of it. Had a friend over and he was like, why don't you make a stream inside this place? And then so I made this little creek and then I was like, well, this is cool. What am I going to do now? And developed the whole entire wine system that you see around the wine rack over here to the left and the big barrels underneath where you are now.
Right, the casks.
Mm-hmm. And figured like, oh, you can't have a wine cellar without a wine tasting area. So I added this little portion where you have the nice seating. But the entire reason that it seems somewhat Orin themed is when you first step outside of this place. When you first step outside of this room, you're going to find yourself in what looks like a cave tunnel system, somewhat like the Orins have. And that leads to the base of the tree that I have on the outside of the plot.
Those trees? What's that have to do with horns?
Now, if you go to, what is it, Celestian? They have a lot of trees with holes underneath them, and that's where the Orins tend to reside, at least in that area.
I'm gonna joke, John, come on.
Yeah.
We're informing the those who are ignorant of Orin culture.
Oh.
Whoa. Uninformed. Ignorance is a bad word.
Yeah, well, you know, dummies.
Yeah. But yeah, so over here we have the what looks like, I guess, where you would make the rest of the stuff, at least as close as I could possibly think that they would look like, the distillery and such. And then heading up, you got some natural lighting from the root system. Leading to this beautiful handcrafted exit. Voila!
Such a nice gate.
Now, as you can see, this place is a frozen tundra. It was ultimately made during the time Mark Terra came out, and the time I decided to have changed my last name to Frostleaf. Over to the left of the tree, or to the south, we have the apothecary, where you go to get all of your herbal needs.
It's nice lighting.
It actually came from the item. I didn't add that light at all. It's just the house itself.
Right? It just radiates green.
Now, most of this plot's idea or design actually came from this item that we're standing on now. This is Bruka's Bridge. This is a very, very rare item to attain in the game. It drops off of a character named Bruka from the, what's that, 50 zone, daily zone. I forget the name of it, something basin. And yeah, he only spawns like once every 7 days, so and he has a 4% chance of dropping this. So I was very happy to be able to attain it. Now over here, again with the Arcturus stuff and the fab kits that came out, I decided I wanted to make something special for everybody that find it by chance. That's over here. Go ahead and jump in the hole. Over here, you could get yourself a sandwich.
Oh,
Thought I landed on the lock.
You did. It's a decor vendor. It's for the Arctera Far Trader Fab Kit.
I have one of these on my plot.
They're good for sandwiches.
Yep.
You just hop over here, and you end up with this stone door, Taurine, which leads to the front of the plot.
Oh, what do you know?
As you can see, it hides very well. If you didn't have it highlighted at all, you'd never know that it was there. I decided I'd make a small market from the entrance, going downwards, and yeah, it's a pretty cool view, I think.
I like the walls.
Now, headed over further down, we have an accident. Basically, this is the whatchamacallit, the heavy working area, and you can see this is my dead guy.
He did.
He did.
Oh my.
Still.
But, you know, workplace accidents happen all the time. And up here we have my mining facility, or my mine.
Uh-huh.
You didn't pay the bill.
No, I didn't. Haven't been here in a long time. Now, this part here is an area that most people miss. Go ahead and follow me this way. You could hear the button pushing and clicking of an NPC. This is my secret weapons vendor.
I would never have suspected an Echoes.
No one
Wow.
ever does.
Smart.
And the Protostar building that supervises this entire area. And before we go to the main part of the show, we'll head back up to the 2 or 3 areas that we missed. Let's go ahead and mount up to get there fast. First, we'll head over here just to get the overall view. So from here, starting from the right to the left, the right is the Winter Lodge, enterable, has multiple in rooms and such, a nice little cozy area to dine and eat, as well as a area to share stories by the fire. And if you look closely at the roof, if you could see it from there, every shingle is a book.
Oh, is that what those are?
Mhm.
Books. Holy shit.
Oh, you're down there. Hold on, let me run down to you. Hold on, where are you?
Naked dragons.
Oh, we'll get to that in a little while. Just stay there.
Yeah.
I just showed Zemty a viewing spot is all. And from to the left of that Hunter's Lodge is that Asian-looking building. That is the hot springs.
Got the naked dragons.
Yep. And then going left more is an abandoned church. And to the front of that church is the that tree that we came out of. All right, so let's go ahead and head down, and we'll join up with him down over by the hot springs.
Yeah, I went back up the entrance, so this was the first thing that I saw.
So in here we have to the left the her side, and to the right the his side. One of my first ever hot springs I've ever made, and over here you can see you could actually even sit with these funny looking stones. Then if you're the type of person to do it, you could stand over close to these sides and peek at the other end.
If I haven't discovered it, it's not worth to say.
And just so you can see, this is the he side.
Naked dragon.
And headed left, this is again the handcrafted winter lodge. Start with the area that you could go to share your stories.
In blood, and feed them only steel.
It's a nice little area.
And with a killer balcony. The view of something amazing.
Dead
Figure
dragon.
if you had a balcony, just looking straight at a wall would be kind of boring. So added this skeleton back here. You could head on up. And again, the dining area. With another balcony. And looking at the detail of the facade of this building. A nice big window here. Heading in, we got the cheap room.
What the fuck is this?
I figure it's like one of those nasty hotel TVs.
Economy.
Holy shit, that's amazing looking.
Oh yeah.
And over here is the family room with a view of the exterior as well. And headed up top is the governor's suite.
Ah yes, great jelly couches.
All right.
See.
And the last place here on the exterior we have to go is the abandoned / repurposed church over there in the distance. I spent painstaking hours just readjusting things oh so carefully to make sure that it looked as beat up and naturally beat up as possible. So even
relict.
to this column here falling over and having the statue down there on the ground to the right. But heading on inside, we could see that it was taken over by the Mordesh. I couldn't really decide what the lab was for. I just thought it looked cool. To the left of it, you can see what they did with the pews and such. And the looking up, you can see what the tree is doing to the ceiling.
Yeah, it's nicely messed up.
And over here is one of the rarest items in the game. Could only be attained via PvP. The Dominion Generator.
Ooh. A lot of the scale in this plot is pretty immense.
Yeah, this was my first go at the, zone plot. So,
This building is great. I love this building.
I like all the big long stairways.
all right. Now for the main part of the show is the interior, the Fade Neutral City.
Oh, right, Fade.
And in order to get what I'm talking about, we start off over here at this bridge, and we hop down over to this end. Whereas you can see down on the regular entrance, you can open up that door, turn around, and voila. The most magnificent Undercity in the entire game. Now all of this actually started with an empty plot, the brand new Osen house, and me banging my head against the wall trying to figure out what to do with the interior. I started with this little section and made a shop out of it, and it ended up becoming a tattoo shop with
More ink.
with an automated tattoo thing here, like one of those laser ones, kind of like in Starship Troopers. And yeah, that is actually what ended up building the entire plot. I started off with this small little section, and everything else came into fruition.
An Undercity.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's just like the other plot I have. There's a lot going on. Everyone always thinks it's a porn shoot, but no, it's just a photo shoot area for after you get your tattoo. You stay long enough, you can actually even see the flashes.
Here's a laundromat.
Yep. What city would you have without an area to clean your clothes? And just like what you would picture a laundromat to be like, it's as nasty as could be.
This is pretty nasty.
I don't want to sit there.
Headed across, we have one of the first bars I've made in the game.
Banquet. Every formation a parade. I love Epcot.
Did my best to make things as random and clutterful as possible.
Nice dingy bar.
And then this is my restaurant 1.0.
Oh, it's a seafood place, eh?
Yeah, even got sushi. If you head up top, by the sneeze guard where the cook is, you can see the display of food that they have there. They got a small area with sushi rolls.
Yeah, I see the sushi rolls.
One is even soap flavored.
Soap flavored sushi rolls. I've seen that.
Actually, they look kind of like urinal cakes.
Then, what city would you have without the living quarters area? That have it designed in here with the innkeep area or whatever you'd call that, landlord.
Everyone fights, no one quits.
Now, if you listen carefully, you could hear the scuffling of the neighbors.
Yeah,
Kind of rowdy.
I remember that. I remember these are nice
And,
rooms.
Oh yeah. This is. I was thinking of what it would be like for an Orin. So tiny bed area with all of your storage. I was thinking of tiny houses at the time because I was watching a bunch of tiny home videos. Got the pretty cool fridge, one of the first ones like this. Got a stove with actual burners underneath it that are working. So I got a perpetual cooking sandwich.
Nice.
Perpetual cooking sandwich.
Yep, just always being kept hot.
Evenly cooked.
And there's Twitch watching manga. Or
Granite
anime.
Blade X. Yep.
Now, the one part that most people always miss when they come here is the window. The window is also the entrance to my secret lair. And heading up top. This is it, my secret lair. Small little black room.
Oh, this is nice.
Devious.
At least until you jump into this hole in the wall.
Oh,
Where I keep all my clutter and treasures and such. Like this funky fandango. Just jumping around, all happy and toxic. This is where I play my video games. I'd show you the next room inside here, but that's not entirely appropriate for YouTube's sake.
What? Just a bunch of plushies.
Take a hard look at these plushies.
Some of them are quite
Some of-
plush.
Some of them aren't plushies.
They all look soft and colorful.
Not the one at the end.
Maybe not so soft. I think I had something like that on my plot at one point.
Once again, like my trademark shower.
Is that chimney smoke?
No, that's the blue flare.
Oh.
such an odd shower. Like, it's like I'm being blessed by the Lord of some underworld, but then I'm also being cleaned as well.
Like it's an aspergillium?
I don't know.
A cleansing sensor?
So what is happening right now?
Giving you a smoke bath.
What kind of shower am I taking?
It's like a spritzy steam shower.
Yeah,
With a cleansing blue mist.
What's happening right now is called an erection.
Then there's like this
Been in that
fucking
shower a lot.
6-armed dog bitch fucking staring at me this whole time.
All right, continuing on. This is next area is going to be my favorite part of the build, actually.
Oh, I fell off.
Well, that's fine. That's exactly where you're supposed to be.
Simulation complete. I suppose next time I shall have to try harder.
Oh.
All right, and this is the cold bar.
Oh, I remember this place. This place was fucking awesome.
Yeah, and so we have normal seating area, dart boards that actually work. You could throw stuff at it and see your effectiveness.
Face full of.
It was actually difficult to get the black light setting perfect, but it works with all the frostiness. Just remember though, that sticky sound that you have when you walk on this floor, it isn't because of frost.
Oh. These stools are awesome. I like the stools.
Again, this kind of place that every plot needs to have. Just mine's a little bit more classy. It's the first one you'll ever go to that was made with a bathroom. Now I know it's the type of toilets that you hate, but you
Already
can
see 'em.
consider the area, when you consider where we are, it kind of makes sense.
I like the symbolic designations above the restrooms.
Yeah, I was trying to go for the manly figure and what we expect the female figure to look like. I know it's kind of sexist, but you know what? Biology is sexist.
It's also good symbology in the
No.
entire triangle.
Now, if you go ahead and come back this way, is the other secret of this restroom. Is the mystery of what's happening to this man.
What is happening?
You'd have to go to the other side to find out. Warning, children. This is your disclaimer for adult content.
The disclaimer at the beginning of my videos.
Oh, there's a dragon lady in there.
But yeah, I don't know if you want to see it, but yeah, go ahead.
But he's in like a muscle posing. Fucking, it doesn't make sense.
Well, that arm is like pressing against the wall from the sheer pleasure.
So it's his arm?
Well, no. You see his arm like pressing against the wall. He's like, "Oh yes." Then on this end, go ahead, go on the other end and open the door.
He's trying to feed her a popsicle.
Yeah. And the problem is that it's it's completely like okay, there's his arm. And then there's that. So he's got a growth coming out of his elbow.
Well, he was supposed to be a
Yeah, it looks
Oh,
like a strain
whatchamacallit.
growth.
it was supposed to be a a Mordesh, but that unfortunately you can't customize your character, your mannequins that way.
Well, he's got the little headpiece. That could be a Vitalis whiskers.
All right. Well, that's it for this area. Now we have the other fun part of the build, and for that we actually need to go to the beginning over here by the antique shop.
Oh yeah, I barely went in there.
All you got to do is think Harry Potter.
Walker was in here, and I was like, "Ooh,
I
Diagon Alley."
can't think Harry Potter. I've never seen Harry Potter.
Been whisked away to a magical realm. It's Taurine.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
I was thinking opium den / day spa. So like if you go over to this first little hole here, you got the masseuse at work.
A salon.
And over here is the place where people go to, treat their habits. Thus, what's on the mirror here is those lines of flavorite.
Flavorite.
Well, that's what the red crystals were over in, what was that, snow area that you had to get with all the Yetis around. Whitevale.
The Yetis
This
like the
is-
taste.
And of course, you got your
Happy
your
Jack.
hookah with your bowl of purple Kush stuff here, and the empty spa room for in case anybody ever wanted to RP what was happening in the other room. But over here is where we have the best bed in the game.
Yeah.
Very luxurious.
Big bed. It's round. Got a big frame.
Holy cow. We could run a tabletop game in here.
Really fancy.
Yeah, I like that bed chamber. You don't see too many of those four-poster bed style.
No, not too much at all.
Who doesn't love a good mystery, eh?
All right, and that's the entirety of the block. Any questions?
No. You answered everything. Once again.
Yeah, unless you want to, I know you've talked, before about basically your mission when you build.
Oh yeah. I build things like this simply, but at the same time with much complexity to somewhat raise the bar. I want people to be able to just visit these areas, steal as many ideas as they can, so that they could use their space wisely.
Yeah, show them what they could do with just simple pieces.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I understand that my plots make a lot of people nervous about what they got going, but what I've learned from the start is after I've created each plot, whatever comes afterwards is like 10 times better. And I've created this plot like countless times. If you were here from the beginning of Wildstar and seeing all the different plots I've made, from when it was originally 500 pieces that you could place inside and out to what it is now, this is just crazy. But it's always been my goal to build to the fullest of what people think their potential can be, and a little beyond that. So again, to raise the bar and show the awareness of what, or give a little awareness of what people can be capable of doing.
Right. It challenges people when they come here sometimes to one of your plots, but it should also inspire them.
And they could also leave with a tattoo.
Yep. Or find a place to RP.
Yeah.
Are you going to be doing anything with this in communities?
Not really with this. When Communities comes out, all of my plots will be scrapped or created.
Oh.
I'm starting anew, and it's actually the reason why I decided to do this spotlight, is so that everybody will get a chance to at least see what it was beforehand.
Yeah. We'll have to see all your plots before you create them.
But other than that, that's it. Well before I create it, I'll probably try to do another touring event to show everybody again openly in public during main hours, so that they could come and see. It's open to the public at all times, so yeah.
Right, but have an open house.
Yeah, open house, let everyone see, tell them how I did things if they ask.
Very cool. Yeah, I think that's all the questions I have.
All the questions I have.
Yeah, I just want to inform our viewers.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming.
Thank you all for
Thanks
coming.
for showing us. Yeah.
Thank you all for watching. Come to John's places and get a free tattoo in the butt.
Can
Good
they
night,
tattoo
everybody.
Blue skin. Good night.
Have a good one.